has been a nationwide issue with the shortage of school bus drivers.
41 NBC's Brianna Sheffield spoke with local school districts about this issue and reports on how they're handling this shortage.
Classrooms are back in session, but not many buses are on the roads due to a lack of drivers. I spoke with the Houston County and Dublin transportation directors on this unfortunate issue.
It's a challenge, not just to Houston County and not just in Georgia. It's a national dilemma trying to be fully staffed on bus drivers, but we have job fairs and recruitment fairs from time to time.
According to Houston County Transportation Director Tom Walmer, the county has 7 driver vacancies and that the shortage has been an ongoing issue. While he hopes to fill those positions soon, Walmer says driving a bus is more than just getting your CDL license.
You know, I tell people as part of the process, we can teach anybody to learn to drive a bus. We can teach almost anybody and help them get a learner's permit. But it's not the same thing as driving a truck. We're not looking for somebody to be able to drive a bus. We're looking for people to transport students safely back and forth to school.
Tommy Howell is Dublin's Director of Transportation. He says the city has lost 4 drivers and has only been able to replace 2 so far, and it's putting more pressure on the current drivers.
Have to absorb a route that they're not normally doing, and then absorb kids that they're not using. The best thing about a bus driver with their bus fleet is they get a personal relationship with them, and they're able to deal with them and call them by name, whereas they have to draw somebody in that they don't know, and they don't know the driver. Sometimes the kid's uncomfortable, know how to act, and then likewise with the bus driver.
Howell explains how important it is to fill the position, but not just anyone.
Well, we're looking for somebody, first of all, who's dedicated and good with kids. You know, we want somebody who is personable, and the big thing is we just want somebody dependable. You know, if you're a safe driver and you're dependable, you want to come to work, we'll hire you as a bus driver.
Dublin's Susie Dasher Elementary School Principal Christopher Lewis has been driving some routes. He says even though it helps the other drivers, parents get frustrated because students are getting picked up and dropped off at inconsistent times.
You know, you're used to structures and everything, used to a certain time. Certain parents may not having to constantly explain to their employer of why they're late in terms of because I had to wait for my child to get picked up due to a sub-driver being on the bus. So it could be a challenge.
Lewis shares his thoughts on how the issue could be resolved.
Statewide, pay our bus drivers like we pay teachers. But of course, we know that's not an option and everything. So what we try to do here in Dublin City Schools, we try to make sure that the routes are somewhat manageable. You'll have like basically a manageable number of students on the bus and everything. And even if you're not used to working with kids like I am, like being a school administrator, I know I don't experience, when I drive the bus, I don't experience some of the same issues that basically like a non-school personnel will experience when they drive. So I sometimes get the better side of the child. So it could be somewhat frightening when someone who's not used to basically being with kids all day, when you ask them to turn their heads, turn their back to basically 40 to 50 kids. But here in Dublin City, we try to, the bus numbers, the total number of students on the bus is somewhat manageable. So that helps out when you don't have, you know, you're going to have a good number of kids, but it's not, you're going to have 60 to 70 on most of the routes. So that kind of helps out a little.
In Dublin, Brianna Sheffield, 41 NBC News.
And leaders in both districts say they're still looking to hire more drivers.